Imagine this. You wake up in the middle of the night, once, twice, sometimes even more. The room is quiet, but your body insists on another trip to the bathroom. At first, it may seem like a small inconvenience, but what if this pattern happens almost every night? And what if it slowly steals your energy, affects your mood, and even impacts your health in ways you might not expect? Tonight's topic touches many older adults, though it's rarely discussed with depth and care. Frequent urination at night, especially when it happens more than twice. This is not just about losing sleep, it can be a sign that the body is trying to tell us something important. Based on research, waking up multiple times to urinate, a condition called Nocturia, is very common in people over 60, yet many simply accept it as just getting older without realizing there are ways to reduce it, and reasons why it should be addressed. In the next minutes, let's walk together, gently through why it happens, what it could mean, and how to respond with both wisdom and kindness. There will be stories, practical tips, and hopeful steps that anyone can try. So, before moving forward, take a deep breath. This conversation is not meant to cause worry. It's meant to bring clarity, comfort, and perhaps, better nights ahead. Nighttime bathroom trips might sound like a small part of life, but for many older adults, they can shape the entire day that follows. According to studies in Europe, more than half of adults over the age of 65 experience nocturia, waking up 2 or more times at night to urinate. It doesn't just interrupt sleep. It can lead to fatigue, memory problems, weaker immunity, and even increase the risk of dangerous nighttime falls. Think of sleep as the body's natural repair workshop. Every hour of deep rest is when the brain sorts memories, muscles heal, and the immune system recharges. But when the workshop keeps getting power cuts every night, the repairs can't be done properly. There's also the emotional side. Many older adults describe feeling more irritable, anxious, or even lonely after nights of poor rest. Some begin to avoid activities during the day because they feel too tired. Over time, this can shrink social circles and harm emotional health. Financially, the impact is subtle but real. Poor sleep and untreated health issues related to nocturia can mean more medical visits, higher treatment costs, or even home safety modifications to prevent falls. So, this is not simply about comfort, it's about protecting overall health, independence, and quality of life. And while age plays a role, there are steps that can reduce these nighttime interruptions. By understanding the causes, we can make choices that give back both the nights and the days we deserve. Nighttime urination, or nocturia, can be caused by several health conditions, many of which are more common in older adults. Understanding these causes is the first step to managing the problem effectively. One of the most frequent medical reasons is an overactive bladder. This happens when the muscles of the bladder contract too often, creating an urgent need to urinate, even when the bladder is not full. In men, an enlarged prostate, known medically as benign prostatic hyperplasia, can press on the urethra, making it harder to fully empty the bladder during the day, leading to more trips at night. For some, the issue is related to the kidneys. Conditions like chronic kidney disease, or simply the natural changes in kidney function with age, can cause the body to produce more urine at night. Heart problems, such as congestive heart failure, can also lead to fluid buildup in the legs during the day. When lying down at night, this fluid is reabsorbed into the bloodstream and filtered by the kidneys, resulting in more urine. Diabetes, both diagnosed and undiagnosed, can also play a role. High blood sugar causes the body to try to get rid of excess glucose through urine, which increases urine production. Even certain medications like diuretics for high blood pressure can contribute if taken later in the day. This is why timing and dosage should always be discussed with a healthcare provider. Recognizing the underlying cause is vital, because the solution often depends on treating that root problem. Nocturia is not just part of getting older. In many cases, it's a signal the body is trying to tell us something important. Sometimes, the reason for frequent nighttime trips to the bathroom isn't just medical, it's in daily routines and habits. The good news is, these can often be adjusted. One common habit is drinking too much fluid in the evening, especially beverages like tea, coffee, or soda that contain caffeine. Caffeine acts as a diuretic, encouraging the body to produce more urine. Alcohol works in a similar way, and also irritates the bladder, making it more likely to send urgent signals at night. Salty foods are another hidden trigger. Eating foods high in salt before bed can cause the body to retain fluid during the day, then release it while sleeping. This can explain why someone might drink very little in the evening but still wake up multiple times. Napping for long hours during the day can also shift the body's natural fluid balance, causing more urination at night. Likewise, sitting for extended periods without moving much can lead to fluid pooling in the legs, which then shifts to the bladder when lying down. Even stress and anxiety play a role. When the mind is tense, the bladder can become more sensitive, and signals to urinate may feel stronger, even if the bladder isn't full. The small changes can make a big difference, limiting fluid intake 2 to 3 hours before bed, reducing caffeine and alcohol, eating lighter dinners with less salt, and taking gentle walks in the evening to help circulate fluids. These are simple steps, but for many older adults, they can greatly improve the quality of sleep and reduce the number of nighttime awakenings. Waking up more than twice a night to urinate is not always just part of aging, it can be a sign of an underlying medical issue. According to medical research, one of the most common causes is an overactive bladder, where the bladder muscles contract too often, sending frequent urges to urinate even when the bladder isn't full. Enlarged prostate in older men is another major factor. This condition, known as benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, can block the normal flow of urine, causing incomplete emptying during the day and increased urgency at night. For women, weakened pelvic floor muscles after childbirth or menopause can affect bladder control. Diabetes, especially when not well managed, can lead to excessive urination as the body tries to remove excess sugar through the urine. Heart or kidney problems can also play a role. When these organs don't work efficiently, the body shifts fluid around, often increasing urine production at night. Certain medications, like diuretics for high blood pressure, are designed to remove extra fluid from the body. If taken in the evening, they can greatly increase nighttime bathroom visits. Recognizing these possible conditions is important because treating the root cause can significantly improve sleep quality. For example, adjusting medication timing, improving blood sugar control, or addressing prostate health with a doctor can all reduce nighttime urination. The key is to see frequent nighttime trips not just as an inconvenience, but as a message from the body that something may need attention. Sometimes, it's not just medical conditions causing the problem. Everyday habits can make nighttime urination more frequent and disruptive. One of the most common habits is drinking large amounts of fluids, especially caffeinated or alcoholic drinks. In the late afternoon or evening, caffeine and alcohol both act as diuretics, which means they encourage the body to produce more urine. Another habit that can worsen the situation is eating very salty foods during dinner. High salt intake causes the body to retain more fluid during the day, only to release it at night when lying down. This can lead to increased urine production while trying to sleep. Napping for long periods in the late afternoon can also indirectly contribute. When lying down, fluid that has collected in the legs during the day moves back into the bloodstream, leading the kidneys to produce more urine. Even something as simple as not fully emptying the bladder before bed can make a big difference. Many people rush through their last bathroom visit, leaving small amounts of urine that later cause another urge to go. Changing these habits can be surprisingly effective. Reducing fluid intake after 7 p.m., limiting caffeine and alcohol in the evening, choosing lower salt meals, and taking time to completely empty the bladder before bed can all help. Small lifestyle adjustments can sometimes make the difference between a peaceful night's sleep and waking up multiple times. While habits play a role, it's important to remember that frequent nighttime urination, also called nocturia, can sometimes signal an underlying medical issue. One common cause is an overactive bladder, where the bladder muscles contract more often than they should, even when only partly full. Diabetes, both type 1 and type 2, can also lead to excessive urination at night because high blood sugar levels cause the kidneys to produce more urine. Similarly, heart problems such as congestive heart failure may cause fluid buildup in the legs during the day, which then shifts into the bloodstream at night, triggering more urine production. In men, an enlarged prostate can press against the urethra, making the bladder more sensitive and unable to hold as much urine. For women, especially after menopause, hormonal changes can weaken the bladder and urethra, leading to increased nighttime trips. There are also conditions such as chronic kidney disease, urinary tract infections, and even certain medications, like water pills for high blood pressure, that can make the problem worse. Recognizing these possibilities is important because treating the root cause can bring significant relief. For example, managing blood sugar, adjusting medications with a doctor's guidance, or seeking treatment for an enlarged prostate can reduce nighttime urination and improve sleep. Being aware that nocturia might be more than just aging helps families take timely action and avoid unnecessary suffering. Night after night of disrupted sleep does more than leave the body feeling tired. It can chip away at emotional well-being. Many older adults describe waking up several times as frustrating, even depressing. Over time, this pattern can create a sense of dread before bedtime, a feeling of why bother sleeping if I'll just wake up again. Sleep is closely linked to mood regulation. According to research, poor sleep increases the risk of anxiety, irritability, and even mild depression in seniors. Without deep, restorative rest, the brain has less opportunity to process emotions and reset for the day ahead. This emotional strain can also affect relationships. A spouse may be disturbed by frequent trips to the bathroom, leading to tension or separate sleeping arrangements. For those living alone, the dark, quiet hours can feel isolating, with too much time to dwell on worries. There's also the loss of energy the next day, making it harder to enjoy hobbies, social visits, or family time. Slowly, a cycle forms. Poor sleep leads to low mood, which further disrupts sleep. Breaking this cycle often requires a mix of approaches: improving bladder health, creating a calming bedtime routine, and talking openly with a healthcare provider about sleep and mood changes. When the emotional side is addressed alongside the physical, it becomes easier to reclaim peaceful nights and brighter mornings. While some nighttime bathroom visits are unavoidable, small daily changes can make a big difference. One simple habit is adjusting fluid intake, enjoying drinks earlier in the day, and reducing large amounts of water, tea, or coffee in the 2 hours before bedtime. Avoiding caffeine in the afternoon can also help, as caffeine stimulates the bladder and increases urine production. Herbal teas without caffeine, such as chamomile, can be a relaxing alternative in the evening. Keeping the legs elevated for 20 to 30 minutes before bed may help, too. This can reduce fluid buildup in the lower body that later shifts to the bladder when lying down. For some, gentle ankle pumps or short walks in the evening can improve circulation and reduce nighttime urgency. It's also important to create a bathroom-friendly environment. A clear, well-lit path can make nighttime visits safer, reducing the risk of falls. Wearing loose, comfortable sleepwear and avoiding heavy blankets can prevent overheating, which sometimes triggers waking up. Most importantly, regular health checkups can catch underlying causes like diabetes, prostate issues, or urinary tract infections before they become serious. Prevention works best when combined with awareness, listening to the body's signals and making small, steady adjustments each day. Nighttime bathroom trips may seem like a small inconvenience, but over time, they can quietly affect energy, mood, and overall well-being. By paying attention to these signs and taking simple steps, life can feel calmer, safer, and more restful. Every change, no matter how small, is a step toward better nights and brighter mornings. Health in later years is not about perfection, but about making choices that bring comfort, dignity, and joy. Every change, no matter how small, is a step toward better nights and brighter mornings. Health in later years is not about perfection, but about making choices that bring comfort, dignity, and joy. If these tips feel overwhelming, remember, it's okay to start with just one, perhaps drinking water earlier in the day, or speaking with a doctor about your symptoms. One change at a time can lead to meaningful results. And to those supporting an elderly loved one, your patience, care, and gentle reminders make a world of difference. You are not just helping someone sleep better, you are helping them live better. Stay consistent, stay hopeful, and know that you are not alone in this journey. See you in the next video. Stay healthy, stay spirited, warm regards, for a happier and more meaningful senior life.